at the Lake Norman Chamber 30th gala event. It wouldn't be a chamber event without my buddy John Bradford. I cannot call you my favorite elected official because I've already interviewed Jeff Tart.
He's all right.
You know, he was my mayor before.
Right. He was my mayor too. You know what you can say? He's your favorite senator. Okay. I'm your favorite representative.
There
How's
you
that?
Go. And you are, and I'll tell you why you are, and let's talk a little bit about that. When we call, we meaning small business people call, you do everything you can to help in any way that you can. It is that rare access that that we feel connected to with you. Talk a little bit about that because it's real, it's genuine. It's not Joe just saying that because you're sitting here. If Joe picks up the phone, you're going to answer it, and it's not just Joe. It's somebody that you absolutely represent. You're trying to help them the best you can.
Well, thank you for your kind words. So, I try to live up to the word representative, right? You represent the people, you better be available.
Right.
I am, one of the few. Senator Tart is not an attorney. I'm not an attorney. I consider us to be two reasonable, pragmatic business guys. I'm an entrepreneur. I started my business at the ground level. I did come from corporate America, where I just got some good training. This year, the Free Enterprise Foundation, which is the group that ranks legislators, at least in the House side, from the most friendly number 1 to 120. I was ranked number 3 out of 120 legislators in the House of being business friendly.
I'd like to meet the other two.
That's right. Well, that's right. They're awesome guys, and maybe I can sneak up on them next year or next ranking. But the point is, I am a small business owner, so I'm chairman of regulatory reform. And, we hear a lot about reg reform coming out of...
I didn't know. That's a great place for you to be.
It's perfect. Yeah. And that is what, up there in Raleigh, I think, our leadership listens to us. I say I'm not a healthcare expert. I don't consider myself a business expert, but owning a small business, I have employee challenges, all the things you'd expect, healthcare issues, you name it. And so they said, well, we're going to kind of keep you on the track of more of a business-oriented discipline, which makes sense.
Right.
So being chairman of Reg Reform, we've done some really great things this year, actually the last couple of years, of continuing to get rid of what I call burdensome regulations so that small business owners can, basically run their business free of interference from state government. And I think we're seeing some of that out of Washington too. Look at the economy. Economy's on fire. The Dow's flirting with 26,000 points.
Right.
Consumer confidence is high. Unemployment is low. Things are clicking right along. And whether you like the administration or not, good things are happening, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, in my world, I help people buy and sell small businesses, and consumer confidence and business confidence. I'm selling tomorrow,
Okay,
and the confidence is just absolutely off the charts. It's just hot, and you should thank the administration and also your state government for allowing that to actually happen. It is a rare thing, and it's not going to continue forever.
That's right.
So enjoy it.
Well, it's funny. I'm an urban Republican, so I my needs are very similar to the urban Democrats I work with, right? So we have a lot of rural Republicans who are my friends, but I'm a rural Republican, and I look in Charlotte and I look at the areas around Charlotte, and our needs here are somewhat unique because of the things with the airports, et cetera. But the reality is, in North Carolina, in the last 6 years, you've seen a state that went from literally $2 billion, and that's with a B, dollars in debt, $2 billion, to now we have $2 billion. We're like at 1.8, so we're flirting $2 billion in savings and reserves. Wow. We have, when I say we, I've only been there, I'm going on my 4th year, so I'm not so hardly taking credit.
It seems like
it's nice to, it does. It's just nice to be a part of that environment where you have prudent, you have to spend less than you make. That's a simple business practice, right? Well, I can tell you, under, I think, conservative principles, North Carolina is spending less than they make. And we are out there trying to continue to focus on education, but we're also working on paying off our debts, making sure we have money in reserves. No one would have predicted the wildfires. No one would have predicted the hurricanes. We were able to handle those with ease, and we still have money. Things are good in North Carolina. Forbes just made us the #1 business-friendly state. We overtook Texas.
Wow.
The first time ever. So we've always been, not always, but the last few years we've been flirting in the top 5.
Yeah.
We are now #1. That is goodness. And you know what? I'm excited to be in Raleigh representing people like you, my employees. It's fun. And I'll keep doing this until I'm not having fun anymore.
I know you want to go because they're getting ready
to
give stuff out. But talk a little. People forget that we have businesses, right? You've
sure.
got a business.
I do have a business.
It's one of the reasons you and I connect with each other, right?
Yeah.
I've watched you build a very successful business. Talk a little bit about that business.
Well, so I have two startup companies. One's been around 12 years. We manage thousands of investor rental properties. I have probably 25 employees. We manage in 5 cities. For the last 3 years, it's been running without me, and that's because I feel like I have an awesome team, and that's important. I'm in Raleigh 4 days a week when we're in session. We leave our families Monday mornings, don't come home till Thursday nights. You don't do it for the money. We make 13 grand. No one does this for the money, and I really don't do it for the money. So that said, I enjoy doing what I do. I started a new business this year, a software startup company, because of my confidence in my ability to, as a small business owner, and some of the indicators I see where it is a good time to start a business. It's a great time to buy a business. And if you're looking to buy or sell a business, you got to call this guy because he knows what he's doing. And I know people who've used him, and they're very happy. And that's not a plug. That's real.
Thank you,
I mean it. You bet.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
There is no doubt that the chamber and the people in the chamber find themselves being plugged into people like you and Jeff, because when there's a problem, you seem to be there for them. Talk just briefly about this relationship between government and small business, because we small business people would prefer not to be involved with government, right?
Sure, yeah.
But it's this necessary evil that we find ourselves in. Talk about that relationship.
Well, I think it's important for business owners to stay engaged, and a lot of people don't even know who their representative is, and that's fine. Like I can honestly say there was a time in my life I didn't either.
Right.
But I will say it's important to engage with your elected officials, because you know what, Joe, the best legislation comes from people on the ground, in the field, in the communities. I don't know it all, but if someone comes in with a good idea and it sounds reasonable, I'll take it to legislative research staff, say, do we have things on the books like this? What do we need to do? So if people reach out to whether it be your senator, reach out to your House member, and I would tell you, the good ones will reply. And the ones that don't reply, it's not that they're not good, just perhaps they have their minds are in a different place.
Right.
But I promise you, if you reach out to my office, we're going to call you back.
I know it through a lot of people in the area, that small business people, that when they reach out to you, John answers. And
they do.
And
I try to always
access is what it's all about.
It's accessibility, availability, and I don't even think my mobile number's not even masked. I don't even hide it. And my wife asked me, why not? And I'm like, well, I guess I've never had a problem. And when you're not hiding from things, it's not a problem.
Right.
And that's the truth.
Thank you so much
You're
for your
welcome.
time.
Happy New Year, everybody.
You gotta go, buddy.
No, you bet.
It is always a pleasure.
Absolutely.
And we're going to keep bothering you
Anytime.
until we get you back on the radio show again.
It's easy when you love it. Thank you. Good seeing you. Thank you, guys.